Well, this particular study entailed human research. So it went through a process where we had to get Institutional Review Board human approval to do all the procedures. Subjects were recruited for this particular study, signed informed consents owing to the risk of it, and then basically we went through an extensive familiarization with our subjects. And in this case, what we were looking for is how does muscle fuel really help the quality of a workout. So we had to have a workout that we've used many times in the laboratory as a kind of a model of stress in what would look like in a weight room, and basically then test muscle fuel's ability to really affect this particular workout stress. So we had a variety of things going on, meaning we first of all had to collect information on their strength. We had to design the workout that we've used many times, which was a 6x10 squatting protocol with all the weight they could lift for only 10 times each set with 2 minutes rest. And this particular protocol is, we think of it as the so-called stress test of the weight training world, meaning it's very demanding and it challenges the body at all levels, not only physically but also psychologically to get through the workout. So we had the model, and then we also were going to look at a variety of things relative to aspects of the underlying reasons for why or why not muscle fuel might work, meaning we collected blood samples around this protocol. We collected perceptions, fatigue ratings. We did extensive nutritional backgrounds to make sure our subjects were pure coming into the study, and we did a very rigorous clinical design using both the placebo, meaning they had a condition where they used the placebo that they didn't know what it was. It could be muscle fuel, it could be something else, and the placebo in this particular study was very demanding. It really had all but really the active components. So if it was just those other components like a carbohydrate moiety or something else that was improving the performance, we would find out, we could cancel that out. So really it was the unique combination of compounds that really made for the unique aspect of this particular study. So what happened is they went through a whole series of pre-evaluations. They then were on the supplement for over 3 weeks, and then basically they would do this particular test on a given day. We would collect bloods, we would collect a variety of other information. They would in fact do this stress protocol, this 6x10 resistance exercise workout, and then we'd take bloods into recovery, and they would come back the next 2 days to follow up to see how their recovery looked. In addition, we measured a host of aspects relative to power with our vertical jump on a force plate and a host of different things to be able to assess that this particular supplement affects both the power output, it can affect the total work, does it affect the psychology, what does it affect? So in essence, we were looking at a composite of what people see in the weight room when they go and work out. We wanted to see all the different trainable characteristics, power, strength, endurance, all the different things that people need. And we wanted to see how muscle fuel actually affected it. So we did this study, then took all this information and collected it all, did all the biochemical analyses, did all the statistical analyses, and finally what happened was we came up with our discovery of what muscle fuel did. And what muscle fuel really did in this case was the fact that you saw an improvement in the ability to perform a workout. That was the key finding. Muscle fuel and its combination of compounds that are in this particular product allow you to do more work, produce more power output, and basically get a higher quality workout for that particular session. In essence, we also found that recovery was quicker. And with quicker recovery, that was also another very important thing. So a combination of that, as well as allowing you to be ready to work out, the fatigue level of people on the muscle fuel supplement was in fact much lower. So they came into the workout and basically had more energy to do the workout. Now this had been talked about anecdotally by many people as I would be listening to all the comments before we had actual hard data to really understand what was going on. But now with this hard data, we can actually say that some of the perceptions are in fact factually and scientifically correct. Now, you must remember that many times perception and reality don't equal each other. And in this case, with muscle fuel, many of the perceptions and some of the theoretical constructs that were put in the brains of very smart people to put this together actually came out being true. Now, muscle fuel can do many things, and what we studied was, again, the quality of the workout and the recovery aspects. So, all in all, it was an exciting project to be involved with Advocare. We're an independent laboratory, so we do studies, again, for a variety of agencies, federal government, and also companies. So this particular study fit into our independent research line and was funded by Advocare to really discover if, in fact, the formulation that they were thinking about using and that they had been using, was it in fact correct? Was it in fact workable? Did it produce the results that people thought would occur? And ultimately, it did. And that is the end of a long story that went well over a year with many people involved, a team of scientists, a team of great test subjects who sacrificed a lot to make sure that what they did gave the best possible results. And just a host of people, from dietitians to scientists to technicians, and ultimately the success of the formulation team and the product development team at Advocare, that in fact they did it right. What happens after a study is completed and we've done all our work? We then draft the manuscripts that are going to go out to a scientific medical publication. In this case, we in fact have developed our manuscript, and we will now start the arduous process of submitting it to scientific journals and having it go through peer review. Doing a research study is more of a historical, evolutionary type of phenomenon. From you get the ideas, you basically put them all into practice, and then ultimately you try to meet the rigor of peer review. So we're very excited, and I think it will meet that rigor, and we look forward to it being published in the future and really being a real, pillar for Advocare as far as their science of their product formulations.